Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So off we go then.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively, but it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation or so ago, Peter, and it does allow the fullbacks to play a key role in attack.
Yeah, they offer most of the width, don't they?
Exactly. You want them to be high up the pitch so they can get themselves into the final third whenever possible. This will, of course, ask an awful lot of the centre halves and the central midfielders, who need to drop into position and cover the spaces.
Well, there's the man we're all here to see, the thriller-minute Neymar. He really does turn every game into a showbiz occasion. So I wonder, Jim, what is in today's show?
Well, plenty, we hope, Peter. Being the kind of player who likes to take it upon himself to win, whether it's his vision and creativity or being more direct in providing a threat up front, we're bound to see something special, I hope.
Because we always have in the past.
Indeed.
And they've switched it over to the other side. Rui Costa. And the shot! And he's heaved it away. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
And it's Albert Ferrer. Well read, and the danger is averted. Van Basten is herring after that one. Pele can so cleverly bypass the press. He's had a shot! And that wasn't far away.
Oh, he got lots of power behind that, just couldn't quite get it on target.
Borussia Dortmund so far providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Rui Costa. Nicely worked. It's Ronaldinho! Could be danger. In he goes again! He's scored! It looked as though it'd gone too wide. He wasn't having that though, and somehow he found the angle.
Peter, you have to have a certain imagination to produce the incredible, and that was incredible.
So the first goal of the game.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
And it's Messi. Oh, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. Ronaldinho. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Ronaldinho quietly revving up. Now it's Pele. Luis Suarez. Oh, they could break here. A probing pass. Can he get onto this?
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to to chase, and of course those in midfield have to...
Tries a shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. Borussia Dortmund have the chance to go the other way. Played into space. Oh, delightful ball. Oh, cracking ball. And a chance! He scores! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
And he is going into that little black book.
Yeah, they look as if they're intent, Peter, on stopping him outside the laws of the game, so the referee is going to have to be very alert here.
That has been slung wide. Beckenbauer, not the most accurate pass. Cannavaro. Engages and forces him off the ball. Kelly! Oh, he's really drilled it.
Well, that would have asked some awkward questions of the keeper had it stayed on target.
Rijkaard. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. He's got plenty of space out wide here. He's found a way through. And there's the end of the first half. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, I think the manager should be pretty happy that his side managed to come in on level terms. Things seem to be going a little against them, but they stemmed the tide, got their equaliser, and I think we're in for an exciting second half now.
That's a really interesting game, and they head in at half-time at 1-1.
Please join me in wishing all the best for members of our fan club celebrating their wedding anniversary today. Substitution in progress.
Borussia Dortmund kick off the second half. Now it's Van Basten. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. So what can they make of this? Borussia Dortmund come out this half somewhat altered.
Well, I think this is probably a good time, Peter, to make ambitious change.
And smartly reclaimed. Beckenbauer. And it's Belletti. Drives it in. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Neymar. Looking for a runner. Can he latch on to this? Rui Costa. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Rui Costa. Rijkaard. Always onto this. Goes for a shot! Goal! Borussia Dortmund! And the comeback is complete.
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
After 58 minutes is...
Borussia Dortmund go into the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
Almost an hour gone. And it's Ronaldinho.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
There's the shot! And it's come back out to him. He has done it! 2 up now, and they are cruising. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, listen, last line of defence and you don't get it right, then you're paying a visit to your net.
Number 13.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Albert Ferrer picks it up out wide. It's Rui Costa! And he gets rid in a hurry. Jordan Henderson. He's in plenty of space here. Pedri.
And again, they're pressing effectively.
Passing is crisp and sharp.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
The ball is loose and the chase, it shoots! Oh, taken with style! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Oh, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
Borussia Dortmund perhaps contemplating their next change here. Ronaldinho. Into the last quarter of an hour. And here's Cruyff. And this is Luis Suarez.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Now it's Pelé. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. That's a cute ball. Rui Costa. And it's Cruyff. Rijkaard. Pedri.
That pressing is so good, it's nice and early.
Rui Costa producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Nicely weighted ball. Now it's Neymar. Oh, perfectly measured that.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he was alert to it. Very much into the last knockings. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
And he has shown him a yellow card.
Substitution on the field. Number 13.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Number 4, Franz Beckenbauer. Number 10, Ronaldinho. Number
Marquez.
7, Johan Cruyff.
Puskás receives it in a
Number
wide
17,
position.
Suarez. Coming on
And
the
this is
field,
Puskás.
Number 22.
And the assistant referee has his flag raised for
Number
offside.
23, Puskás. Number 20, Diego Forlan. Number 11, Messi. Number 15, Neymar. Substitution.
Van der Ven getting this one clear. And that's it. Borussia Dortmund have won it by sheer force of character. As winning teams do, they managed to find that little extra when they needed it. Van Basten picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. Well, how will we look back on that?
That is a superb win. This is one of those games where the result justifies